I woke up in the past, on the exact day my sister and I were supposed to pick our mates. Only this time I could hear people's thoughts.
I'm calling dibs on the best one this time.
Then she made a beeline for the sweet, gentle maid I'd married in my previous life. The violent alpha who used to beat her senseless every day? She saved that one for me. I almost laughed. She really thought my ex was some kind of prize? I came back to life on the day of the mating ceremony. The day my sister and I each had to claim a mate. Two alpha heirs from Blue Moon Pack stood across the long table waiting. The first was Leander Blackwood, the top contender for Blue Moon Pack's next alpha. Everything about him screamed danger. Cold, distant, untouchable. Even the way he looked at people felt like frostbite. The second was Thomas Blackwood, Leander's half-brother. Plenty strong on his own, but his mother was an outsider Omega, so the pack never saw him as legitimate. He had a soft, easy smile that made him look completely harmless. I'm picking first this time. No way I'm ending up alone and kicked out of the pack again. A shrill voice crashed into my head out of now here. That was Vivian's thought. I glanced up at her. Her mouth was shut, but her eyes were glued to Thomas. Thomas is a softie, easy to control, and he'll worship the ground I walk on. That brute Leander, someone else can deal with him. Let Mia take the punches this time around. Her thoughts flooded in again, and it hit me like a freight train. I hadn't just been reborn, I'd gained the ability to read minds, and Vivian clearly had come back with her memories too. Right on cue, she lifted her skirts and hurried over to Thomas, all shy smiles and a dainty little curtsy.
Thomas, I'm Vivian. I'd like to choose you as my mate.
Our father, the alpha of Silvercrest Pack, sat at the head of the table. His low voice cut through the room.
Mia, your sister has chosen Thomas. You will be mated to Leander.
Vivian turned to me with a smirk, her thoughts screaming louder than ever.
Leander's fists, Blue Moon Pack's hatred, all of it is yours now. Enjoy suffering in my place.
Memories from my last life came flooding back all at once. Back then, Vivian had married Leander. That alpha heir was a born control freak, obsessed with pack politics and territory expansion. Romance was the last thing on his mind, and Vivian's clingy, spoiled act only disgusted him. She kept pushing his buttons, trying to force him into marking her. All she got in return was his fury. He beat her black and blue every time, and eventually she crossed a line he wouldn't forgive. He threw her out of Blue Moon Pack for good. In the end, because she was never marked and couldn't produce an heir for the Blackwood bloodline, the old Luna declared her unfit to be an alpha's mate. She was cast out, left to fend for herself. It didn't end well. As for me, I'd married Thomas. His mixed blood meant he held no real power in the Blue Moon Pack, alpha heir in name only, and spoiled me like no one else. I was the happiest woman in the pack. Everyone in Blue Moon Pack knew how deeply in love we were. Then Leander dropped dead out of nowhere, poisoned by Wolfsbane. Thomas stepped right into the alpha seat, and just like that, I became Blue Moon Pack's Luna? Vivian lost her mind with jealousy. She waited until I was out on a territory patrol, then drove a silver dagger straight through my heart, trying to drag me down with her. 2 lifetimes of tangled history flashed through my mind. Of course, Father, I'd be happy to. Leander is exactly who I want. I walked over and sat down beside him. The moment I got close, his aura hit me like a wall. Raw, suffocating alpha dominance, laced with a faint metallic edge of blood. I held my breath on instinct. No wonder Vivian got beaten to a pulp in our last life. This kind of alpha presence wasn't something an ordinary wolf could handle. I tried to read Leander's thoughts, but his mind was locked behind a wall of ice. Nothing, not a single ripple. Thomas, on the other hand, was an open book. The moment he glanced down at Vivian, his thoughts drifted into my head, lazy and amused.
Pretty little thing. Might be fun to play with.
Those words shot through me like a needle of ice. Before I knew it, my hand shot out and grabbed Leander's wrist. His skin was warm, nothing like the frozen aura surrounding him. The sudden contact made him turn. Those deep, unreadable eyes dropped to where my fingers gripped his wrist, and something in his gaze shifted. I let go in a hurry, dropping my gaze to hide my expression. He didn't say a word, but the crushing weight of his aura eased just slightly. This man was a mystery wrapped in danger, but he was 1,000 times more trustworthy than Thomas, that venomous snake hiding behind a gentle smile. This time I wasn't making the same mistake. I would carve out my own place in Blue Moon Pack. Real power, real standing. I wouldn't depend on anyone. I'd rewrite my own fate. After the ceremony, our mating rituals were scheduled for the same day, mine and Vivian's. It had been the same in my previous life. History was repeating itself. On the day of the ritual, Leander was nowhere to be seen. Thomas, of course, arrived early, looking sharp in a tailored suit. He took Vivian's hand and tucked her close to his side. Half the young she-wolves in the pack watched with envy, whispering about how lucky Vivian was. Vivian paused as she passed me, chin tilted up.
Mia, where's your mate? Can't even bother to show up for his own mating ritual? Guess you're not exactly a priority.
I appreciate the concern, Vivian, but I can handle my own business. Maybe worry about your own mate instead. That shut her up. Her face went pale with rage, and her thoughts turned venomous. Yeah, keep smiling when Leander tosses you aside, and the pack turns its back on you. We'll see how long that smile lasts. She didn't say another word. She just looped her arm through Thomas's and strolled into the ceremony hall like she'd already won. The pack members around me noticed I was standing alone, and the whispers started almost immediately. I could feel their stares crawling over me, and I didn't need to read their minds to know what they were saying. The Alpha's second daughter, paired with the coldest air in the Blue Moon pack. She'll never survive. Vivian stood in the center of the hall, watching me from across the room. The smirk on her face said everything. Then she rose on her tiptoes and kissed Thomas right on the lips. When she pulled back, she turned to lock eyes with me, and the challenge in her eyes couldn't have been more obvious. She thought she'd won the opening move. She had no idea this was just the beginning of her downfall.